Okay, so now we will discuss the socio-economic, socio-cultural environment. Socio-cultural environment refers to the trends and developments in changes in attitude, behavior, and values in the society. It is closely related to the population, lifestyle, culture, uh, tastes, customs, traditions. These factors are created by the community and often passed down from one generation to another. So, what are the characteristics of social cultural environment? One, again, a part of the culture. It is respect for traditions. This value refers to the respect instilled in the traditions of the society in which they live. Example of traditions are dance, gastronomy. Gastronomy means what? Gastronomy means cuisine. Festivities. Traditions are a way to preserve culture and history of a nation. That is why respecting traditions uh, is like respecting their own country. Patriotism is another characteristic. This refers to the respect and appreciation both for patriotic symbols such as flag, the shield, the national anthem, as well as the heroes of each nation. This value is shared by people from same country. Respect for patriotic symbols such as the flag is a sign of patriotism. Another characteristic of social cultural environment is the love for the family. This value represents appreciation, affection among members of a family. Again, a part of the culture, which is a complex whole. Again, the family is the core of the society. Hence, the importance of love in the family is a social culture. Religion, another characteristic. During the process of socialization, the family inculcates to the child the religion in which it must grow. It can be Christian. Again, Christians, they have their own sects like Catholic, Evangelical, Jehovah Witnesses, Jewish, Muslim, Islamists, among others. The child is taught to respect the laws of the selected religion. Over the years, the individual decides whether to follow the guidelines of the religion or take another path. Another characteristic of the social cultural environment is peace. This value represents a state of harmony desired by all social cultural groups, since it seeks to create good relations between human beings, reaching a state of tranquility without conflict. Peace is achieved by respecting, tolerating, and accepting the ideas and thoughts and actions of others. Equality. It refers to all individuals that it refers to the principle that all individuals should be treated equally. Now, this is not the case in all the cultures. We'll come down to this. You know, that is, there should be no exclusion of any person either by sex, sexual orientation, physical, economic, social, among others. Truth. It is a necessary value in all societies to live in perfect harmony. Another social cultural characteristic. It consists in producing interactions based on sincerity. This means that the words must correspond to actions and behavior. Truth involves being consistent with what is stated and what is carried out. Another characteristic of the social cultural environment is the freedom. What do we mean by freedom? It refers to the ability of each person to act according to his will as long as he complies with the established laws in order to not harm anything or anyone with their actions. Filial love, another characteristic, is a value related to affection that the father has towards children. Beauty, another aspect of culture and a very integral aspect of the social cultural environment. Now, this value depends on the canons of each culture. Therefore, the concept of beauty varies from country to country. So, what Europeans would consider beautiful is not the same as what Africans would consider beautiful. Again, respect for others. This is a fundamental value for the development of social relations. Since it must be known that it is not correct to appropriate the goods or ideas of another person. Responsibility. This value refers to commitment that one might have to something or someone. That is, it is the ability of the people to make decisions and take consequences that they generate. Tolerance. This is the ability to accept actions and ideals of people even when they do not agree. Empathy. Empathy, it is the ability of human being to understand what is happening to another person. It allows for support and help needed to accept or overcome a situation. Respect for elderly, very much rooted in Indian culture as such, refers to giving it a value to the elderly people that they deserve. Justice, it refers to the follow up of dissect of rules, making a person act, respecting truth, giving each one what it corresponds. Gratitude, it refers to the quality of being grateful to the favors received by others. Generosity, it is a quality that human beings have to give without expecting anything in return. Punctuality, it refers to the effort that each person makes to arrive on time to an appointment or to deliver a job in the established time. So basically, if you really see the variables of social cultural environment, the first variable happens to be culture. How do we define culture? Now, culture is defined as a complex whole. Complex whole about what? About knowledge, belief, morals, law, customs, and other capabilities and habits acquired by man as a member of the society. What does habit mean? Habit represents how to behave in or respond to a particular situation. What does belief mean or what does value mean? Belief refers to how one feels about something or someone. Again, when we look at values, values are relative, relatively long standing beliefs to serve as guidelines for culturally appropriate behavior. Along with the dimensions of the culture, what are the other variables affecting the social cultural environment? One is the number and growth of population. Increase in population indeed provides more labor and demand for goods and services. On the other hand, it also leads to social problems such as crime, poverty, again, employment, unemployment as such. Another variable which impacts the social cultural environment is the age composition. In some countries, productive age populations dominate and provide opportunities for economic growth and demand for growth, goods and services. However, countries like Japan, the elderly population dominates. It presents opportunities as well as challenges for the economy and the companies there. Geography is another dimension of the social cultural environment. Populations may be concentrated in some geographical regions, for example, arable agricultural land or industrial areas. Ethnicity. A country like Indonesia consists of a variety of different ethnic groups. It has implications for various aspects such as language, culture, habit, and taste. The other components include household and family structure, employment, wealth of social class, that is, how is the income distributed. Again, now let us understand how social cultural environment affects the business. Changes in several social cultural factors may take years. However, some of them are changing faster and more dynamically, for example, thanks to technological developments. Social cultural factors continue to change the implications for opportunity and threats that companies face. And finally, these changes also determine the company's strategy and the company must choose. Social cultural change challenges companies to find more effective ways to adapt to stay ahead of their competitors. For example, changes in age composition affect changes in patterns of demand for goods and services. As elderly population begins to dominate, the need for health services and pension increases. Furthermore, changes in the age composition also affect the recruitment policies. Companies must face more elderly with reduced productivity. Different social cultural factors also influence business practices, policies, and activities. Culture influences taste and lifestyle, and therefore, culture also influences the products and services that the business actually must offer. That is, the type of products to be manufactured, marketed, their marketing strategies which have to be employed. Because you see, like for example, we discussed Japan. Japan has elderly population. So the elderly are likely to receive advertisements that speak their language rather than advertisements which speak the lingua of the youth. So marketing strategies will have to be tweaked and newer form of marketing strategies have to be employed. And that is the way business is going to be organized or governed depending on the type of culture, the values and norms that that particular market adheres to. And the type of products are also influenced by the social structure of that particular country. And the social structure in the sense, how is the society organized? Like we discussed earlier, that there are three sectors in an economy: primary, tertiary, secondary, and tertiary. So, if an economy is services based, that is, tertiary sector is dominating. So, the type of products which are likely to be adopted by that particular market is going to be influenced by the type of occupation that particular population is likely to